That's what I'm saying. That's why you are our candidate. That you are that connected to the people.
You must cut that out.
Aye.
I'm laying my life before my people and commit to serve them selflessly.
Yeah.
And if I repeat the mistakes of the ANC, they shouldn't be kind to me.
Yeah.
Some of you here are perambulating like free-floating molecules. I started to realize, but it's like the democracy that we now enjoy is not for all. It's only for the politically connected.
Komisa, can you see that
and
smile?
Because they will reject me, I will not try again.
Super weak. Komisa, we want that mayorship. And we believe in you to restore the dignity of Mangaung people.
We want to bring to an end the misery of the nightmare that fathers and their sons who are at the age of working and expected to provide for their families. Can you switch off the cameras?
It really is inspiring for me to see that you really want that change for the people of Mangaung.
This time around, they've got two choices to make.
Mm-hmm.
To choose themselves,
yeah,
or to choose the corrupt agency.
Greetings, everybody. My name is Siqolise Celishe, the EFF election spokesperson. Today we've got yet another guest that is close to my heart. I don't know if he knows that. I remind him all the time, though. I'm talking about the mayor of Mangaung, the incoming mayor of Mangaung, Komisa Sam Matiase.
Thank you so much, Sito.
Mayor.
Yes.
How does it feel that you are an incoming mayor of Mangaung?
Well, it took me by surprise when the Commander-in-Chief announced in Toyando the mayoral candidates for metros and major cities and towns. It took me by surprise. But here we are. We are making ourselves used to that call. We are adjusting, acclimatizing ourselves to that reality. So yes, it's a call, and we are responding to that call like believers, that this is our call and we have to go for it.
You know, I've been telling, so you are the third mayor that we are having a conversation with, and all of them, I've been, telling them that I dress, in respect of the office, because I've been wearing suits, but it's 2 degrees now here in Joburg, so it was very cold. But I hope I have respected the office of the mayor in the manner in which I dressed.
Well, you always dress elegantly, and the office of the mayor in Mangaung, should the EFF emerge victoriously, the defining attire will be an overall. So you dress far better than someone who will come to work in an overall. But that overall will be our signature attire for the work and for the duration of our stay in the office of the Mayor Mangaung. So you dress far better than if you were to come here in an overall.
Thank you very much, Mayor. I think let's start our conversation, and as we start our conversation, let's get to know you. Who is, before you were Komisa Sam, before you were, having all these titles, who is Sam Matiase?
Well, I asked you yesterday, and I again ask you now, before the start of this show.
Yeah.
What do you want to extract from me? Do you want a parent or an adult or a child ego to play itself out here?
I want an integration of those people.
Integration.
All of them. Let's start with the little Sam.
The little Sam.
Yeah. Tell us about the little Sam.
Well, Sam is born Taco Sam Matiase. Right?
Yeah.
The surname is really not indigenous. It's not really African. It's borrowed from the Christian biblical names.
Someone asked me if you and the DSG were related. Because it's Leanne Matiase and then Sam Matiase.
Well, for my surname is taken directly from the Bible, the book of Acts. verse 14 to 26. It has got to do with the replacement of Judas Iscariot. And the remaining 11 disciples had to gather so that the prophecy can be fulfilled. Then they had to choose between two gentlemen. The other one is Barnabas, the other one is Matthias. Matthias with Matthias.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yes, that's where it comes from. It has been...
I know of Barnabas, but I can't seem to remember Matthias. Yeah.
So I don't know where the DSG, Matthias surname, derived from. But I know of my surname where it derives from. In fact, even within my immediate relatives, my brother, my father, younger brother, writes the surname quite different from how my father writes it.
Yeah.
He writes Mathias, Matthias. And my father writes it exactly the way that I write it.
Oh, I know Matthias. Then now I know. I think it's in the pronunciation.
Yes, that Matthews.
Yeah.
Don't confuse it with Matthews.
Yeah.
Matthias. M-A-T, if you like, or double T-H-I-A-S.
Okay.
So Ubaba Mncane, my father, younger brother, writes it that way. So there's that different versions of how they write it. Others, they write it in a completely entirely Sotho version. M-A-T-E-A-S-E. Matiase. But I've also discovered that there is a Xhosa version of that. And one of the yesteryear radio Xhosa, long before it was called Mhlobowene, there was a lady who was a radio presenter who was called Matiase, M-A-T-I-Y-A-S-E. That's why you guys pronounce my surname.
Yeah.
Matiase.
Yeah. I pronounce it in Xhosa.
Yeah, we pronounce it in Xhosa, yes, and there's nothing wrong with that. Now, I'm born of farm workers.
Okay.
In 1973, 14th May, to the late...
You're still a young man.
Did you hear what I said at the Women's Celebration rally in Zamdela, Sasolburg?
What did you say?
Just before I introduced the national chairperson. I said to the audience, who majority of them were very old, elderly
it was
people.
very old people, yeah.
I said, the president has sent to you as a keynote speaker someone who is of your age. I'm also of your age. Nihlele nje nintanga zam nina nihlele nje.
There's no way. Those were your mothers and grandmothers. It was beautiful to watch.
Yes, it was. So that's all I said. Nihlele nje nintanga zam nina. So yes, 53 years of age now.
Yeah.
Both my parents have passed on. I'm born from with the siblings. There were 4 boys, 2 girls. One boy has passed away in 2010, just before the 2010 World Cup, through a terrible hijack, and he died. May his soul rest in peace.
Yeah, may his soul rest in peace.
So we remained 5, 2 girls and 3 boys. So I'm the elderly boy of the remaining 3. I'm the second born in the family. The first born is my sister, born 1971. In the farms in Free State. Then it was called Orange Free State. In the district of Harib now, in the farm called Metalflay. That's where my umbilical cord was buried. And some of in fact, my grandfather and my great-grandmother are buried there. And one of my sister, in fact, if we have to include her amongst the siblings, was 7. So I wouldn't include her because she died while she was still young.
Okay.
She was hardly 1 year old when she passed on. So that's where I was born, in Myrtlefley. You know what is the historical significance
I
of
thought you were
Myrtlefley?
born in Buchabelo.
No. Botshabelo was only established in 1979.
Oh. Okay.
So I was born about,
just
how many?
ahead.
Yeah, 7 years
Yeah.
before the town was established
Okay.
in 1979. So the historical significance of Myrtlefley is that ahead of the 1898 Anglo-Boer War, Andries Pretorius, right, drove on a horse cart and couple of horses from Pretoria all along through all the towns up until he arrives in the town called Jagersfontein, which is the rural town for the local farmers. And the following night he slept in Myrtlefley, which is a farm then owned by the Van Schalkwyk. So the Van Schalkwyk welcomed and hosted Andries Pretorius on his mission to confront the English-speaking. Just ahead, I think these were the early fights or war which were preparing for the Anglo-Boer War. So he slept over on that farm, and the following morning he proceeded to another place called Swartkoppies, and further went on to another farm called Boomplas. And that's actually where the first incursions between the English and the Afrikaners started as a build-up to the Anglo-Boer War. So this is the significance of the farm that I come from. But another important historical event that I must mention here about where I come from, which belonged to colonial apartheid, is that the guy who became the Prime Minister of Free State, JBM Hertzog, who in 1925 officiated and made it possible that Afrikaans is declared an official language, at least in the Orange Vrystaat, and later in the Transvaal province, comes from the town not far from the farm that I was born at, Jagersfontein. So JBM Hertzog and myself come almost the same place. So these are important historical events that I thought I need to mention as I explained to you where I come from, where I was born, and all of that. So roughly that's who am I, where I come from, and we stayed on the farm until I was 12 years old. My parents were evicted from the same farm, although that between 1970 when he got married and 1985 when he was evicted from the farm, my father stayed at different farms. You know why?
Why?
Farm workers were disposable. Once they are at loggerheads with their bosses, they're chased away. So they will have to go and look for another place to work. And once they get into loggerhead, they chased away and all of that. So he stayed at couple of towns.
Was it because he was defiant?
Not really because of us defiant. I think my father was the coolest farm worker.
Okay, why was he being evicted then?
Well, there are numerous reasons. Some are beyond his control. Some of the reason would be he did not report for duty maybe on a Saturday or on a Sunday morning. He was also a milking man, because we will have to wake up in the morning and go and milk
the cows
so that the white man can have fresh milk. And that fateful Sunday when he didn't, because he took some alcohol, he was really a drinker.
Really?
Yeah.
So tell me, how was it then growing up in those farms in Orange Free State? My Afrikaans is bad. It's what, Orange Vrystaat?
Yeah, Orange Vrystaat.
Orange Vrystaat.
Well, growing up there was difficult because there was no security of tenure for farm workers. Schools were a bit far from most of the schools, so I have to travel. The only farm which I started my Sapei, which is grade, Sapei would be grade 1. Yes.
Okay.
When I started Sapei, which is now grade 1, at least on that farm, the farm owner built a school. At least we were very nearer to schools.
Okay.
In a farm called Plakisfontein. That's the farm, right? Where my memory of the good life of being a farm boy is etched in my mind. At that farm, life was very good because the farm owner will assign a cow for each of his 8 farm workers. So this is your cow. You milk it until it's ready for breeding next season. But for the duration that is not ready for breeding, it will be assigned to a farm worker. But again, yeah, not just assigned temporarily.
Okay.
You're not given a cow.
A cow.
In comparison to other farmers who you would not have such an arrangement. It was a privilege. In other farms, you don't have a cow of your own. You don't have any form of subsistence. You need to go and hunt for rabbits and other animals that are herbivores. Go and hunt them as a form of food.
Were you a hunter as well?
Yes.
So you know how to
I was
hunt.
one of the best hunters.
Of course, you say you're one of the best. What made you think that you were the best?
Because of perseverance. I would stay on the field for the longest until I get a rabbit.
So you never came back home empty-handed?
There would be times where I would come back empty-handed. But because of perseverance I had, which perseverance is still very much part of my personal attributes. I'm a very perseverant someone. I have a long sense of endurance. No matter how difficult the task is, no matter how difficult the process is, I've got a deep sense of endurance and perseverance. And these are the skills and attributes that one developed at a very young age. So that was basically life on farms. There would be a good farmer if you are lucky to find a job. In the case of my father and other farm workers, there will also be bad farmers, right? And I'll share you a joke about these different types of farmers.
Okay.
In one occasion, we went to Tronsbeck with on the buggy of a very young farmer who inherited his father's farm, the Plakisfontein farm. So we went to Tronsbeck. And as we were at the Koperasi is a place where farmers will get together to buy farming seeds, implements, and stuff like that. And also get some networks, who to buy what from who. So we went with him to Tronsbeck on that evening. And he and another elderly farmer had a conversation. The conversation went like this in Afrikaans. Niels, ek hoor dat jy het nou jou pa se plaas oorgeneem. And he said, ja oom, ek is nou die baas. And the elder farmer said, but hoekom sê jy jou hande in jou broeksak? Why are you having your hands in your pocket?
I was going to ask you to translate the whole entire joke.
And the young farmer was about 18 years. He said, oom, ek skuld niemand nie. And the reply was, oom, ek skuld niemand.
Komisa, you're going to have to interpret the whole entire joke.
And you know what that means? He sounded very arrogant. That response is very arrogant.
Yeah.
He's asked, why are you having your hands in your pocket?
Okay.
And the young farmer says, I owe no one. Ek skuld niemand. Ek skuld niemand. And the older farmer says, but dis ongeskik om jou hande in jou broeksak in vassit as jy met 'n groot man of iemand groter as jy gesels. Jy moet altyd jou hande uit jou broeksak uit hou. So, further on, and this is the point I want to make. This younger farmer asked the older farmer, I want to hire farm workers, about 4 extra. And this is the advice from the older farmer.
Yeah.
He says, listen here, never ever hire a Xhosa man.
Okay.
And never ever hire a Xhosa man. But this is how he said in English, in Afrikaans. He muni. What is Mandela's tribe in Xhosa?
Temp.
Yeah. Imagi. What is this word for? A tamboki. Imagi a tamboki opneem soos 'n plaaswerker. So tamboki is an Afrikaans meaning of tembo.
Okay.
Imagi a tamboki opneem soos 'n plaaswerker. And the young farmer asks, but why? He says, jy kan maar a Sotho of a Tswana opneem soos 'n plaaswerkers. And this younger farmer asks, why? And the old farmer says, dis oor dat 'n tamboki altyd hulle is hardigheid. They're stiff neck.
Yeah.
And he went further in Afrikaans and said, as jy hom slaan, hy slaan ook terug. Meaning, when you beat him, he beats you back. So hulle is vreeslik gevaarlik. Jy kan enige man opneem soos 'n plaaswerker, Sotho of Tswana.
Yeah.
Maar nie 'n tamboki nie. Tamboki man is regtig nie reg. Now,
Yeah.
so, Xhosa speaking,
Yeah.
farm workers. And
We're not being hired.
they would not be hired on the farms. But some were hired.
Yeah.
But over time, they will not tolerate the nonsense of being beaten up by white people.
They were
Especially
beating
white
them
folk. They beat them back. But Sotho and Tswanas
Yeah.
will dare to want to beat the white man. They would rather submit.
Yeah.
In fact, I remember one day when my father did not report for duty. He had to take off his head as he was approaching the white man. Take off his head, threw it on the ground, and trample over it.
What's the significance of that?
It's a sign of submission, total submission.
Okay.
Total submission.
So for me, because one of the things that you're passionate about is land, and the issues of land reform. Do you think how you grew up and where you grew up, influenced you, like who you've become today, being an advocate for all those things, land expropriation without compensation, that farm workers must be paid fairly, and all of those things? Do you think it is, even if it's subconscious, but do you think it has got something to do with the influence that you got where you grew up and how you grew up?
Yes. The most critical stage of the development of a mind or a brain of a child is between 1 year and 7 years. So anything that a child is exposed to between 1 and 7 years, right, is engraved in the mind.
Mm.
And that's why it's important that young children are taken to early childhood development, to creches. And they must get the best elementary education between that age. And if we want to mold a child, it should be within that 7 years. Otherwise, if you fail, you have lost the development of that child into becoming a law-abiding citizen. So anything that I've exposed to during that 7 years is in my. I will go to my grave with. So whatever that I do, whether it's in politics or is in parliament, is about that, because that keeps on reflecting both in my subconscious and in my conscious mind.
Mm-hmm.
My master's degree title, the thesis that I did it this year, is about how can we best transform labor relations on the farms.
Yeah.
Labor relations
on the farms.
On the farms. So it's something that keeps me awake, and my intention is to see farm workers' lives improved for the better. It's not that we don't have the instruments of reaching out to them because we're an opposition party. But if we were to become government, the extension of security of tenure act would have to be radically transformed.
But that's exactly what I'm saying. Are there, as maybe you can try recall certain issues? You see now, you even write about it in your thesis. Are there any specific things that you were watching, maybe your father or your father's friends or people in the farm, that were around you at the time, where you said, this is unfair, this is unjust, and whenever I get a chance, I would fight for these particular rights? Are there any specific things that you remember that were unjust in your view or unfair that you are addressing today?
Yes, they are vivid. One of which is security of tenure. Currently, most farmers prefer employing workers who do not reside on their farms, but who resides in nearby towns, in informal settlements, and only collect them in the morning and take them back to their shanties in the township. Why? Because farmers do not want to give their workers security of tenure. They don't want to build houses for them. They don't want to provide electricity for them. They don't want to provide clean, running potable water for them. They don't want to provide toilets that restores the dignity of farm workers. Farm workers relieve themselves behind bushes, behind the hills. They use terrible things to wipe themselves off. If they're lucky to have a newspaper, they will use a newspaper. If they don't have a newspaper, they know, those that are from the farms, they know. In the absence of the newspaper, what do they use?
Is it?
So it's terrible.
Yeah.
Right? I don't even want to talk about the national minimum wage.
Yeah.
Most farmers do not comply with paying the farm workers the national minimum wage. There are some cases in the Western Cape where farm workers, they are still being paid through
Bottle of wine.
A bottle of wine.
Imagine.
So those are some of the things that really need to be addressed.
Yeah.
The democratic government hasn't addressed those things. The only thing that they've done was to pass legislation, such as the extension of the Security of Tenure Act, just passing of legislation and do nothing with that, with the implementation of the legislation, and various other pieces of legislation that are there, but the state lacks the agency, lacks the institutional enforcement capabilities to ensure that laws are enforced, so that the dignity of farm workers is restored. As we speak now, farm workers have no taste of what democracy is. They are still living under similar conditions that our parents were subjected to during apartheid. So it's something that needs to be addressed the moment that the EFF becomes government.
Did you work on a farm?
No, I've never worked on the farm.
You just did. So, but tell us, we were still talking about the little Sam growing up on a farm. And obviously that is during the apartheid times, right? Do you remember the moment when you decided to be actively involved in politics? What was happening during that time that you decided to risk it all? Because it is a risk, because people were dying when you did
1985 December, my father got evicted. 1986 January, we were all thrown on the back of a truck with the little belongings that we had. A few chickens, 1 pig, 2 dogs.
Live chickens?
Yes. 1 pig.
What they were giving they were gifting you with these chickens, or what's happening?
This was a small livestock my mother maintained.
Okay. Your parents had.
Yeah.
Okay.
A few chickens, 2 dogs, I think 1 or 2 pigs, and some other small haze rat. Haze rat is the furniture. So the furniture in the house is in Afrikaans called haze rat. So all of that together, if I was thrown on the back of a truck, boom, Botshabelo.
That's where Botshabelo comes from.
So 1986, we arrived there. We stay in the backyard of my father's younger brother. May his soul also rest in peace. And we stayed there. And my father had to build his shack with some bricks, self-made bricks with mud. So when it rained, the rain will come through the walls, and some would come through the roof.
Yeah.
That's where most of my childhood photos were destroyed, because of the rain coming through the walls when they get wet, and when it rains through the roofs. So we lost most of our childhood photos. So yes, we are now in Botshabelo.
Yeah.
I'm doing standard 3 at Totlisam Primary School. Standard 4, Rifitlile Primary School. It is in the Rifitlile where I got exposed to some form of politics through what was called prefect system.
You are how old now?
I was 14 years old.
Okay.
Yes. I was 14 years old. So we got introduced to the prefect system.
Yeah.
And were elected in different classes as prefects. And then we would be a committee that enforces discipline and all of that in school. And then a certain, I don't remember his surname anymore, someone also got himself in the prefect committee. But his mission was not to do what the prefect system was meant for. His mission was to conscientize us. And he started to show us, why you live in these conditions that you're exposed to at home, especially at home, where there's poverty and neglect generally, is because of the system for which you being members of the prefect committee system. You're part of that system. So the only way of bringing to an end your misery back home is for the destruction of this system. We started to ask, well, which system? He started to explain, this system is made up through the police, through the soldier, the armies, is enforced in your schools through principals and teachers who are collaborating with the system. And the Bantustan Authority, we are part of a Bantustan called Qwaqwa semi-independent state. The Prime Minister of Qwaqwa was Charles Mopedi. So you see where Botshabelo is, and you see where Qwaqwa is, the distance between. But we're part of that Bantustan system. So this guy, I just forgot his name, started to conscientize us about.
He's also a student.
He's also a student.
Yeah.
He's part of the prefect.
Yeah.
This guy was a member of Botshabelo Student Congress, which was an affiliate organization of United Democratic Front, because COSAs had been banned then. Upon the banning of COSAs, local student organizations were formed.
Okay.
And Botshabelo local student organization was called Botshabelo Student Congress. So that's how we were conscientized. We were made to link the life we live at school and the miseries that we're exposed to when we're back home. Where there's no food, there's no electricity, there's no any source of energy. And then the following year, when I was 15 years, I was in Standard 5. And that was in 1986, 87, 88. 1988. I became fully involved in political activism. And when my mother discovered that I'm into politics, she said, not you. I wouldn't be shocked if it was one of your younger brothers. Not you, my son. You know why?
Why?
I was brought up like a sissy boy.
Soft. Yeah.
Always with my mom doing the chores in the house. You realize the cleanliness that you always see me with is because I was brought up by my mom and always hang around with her. And she instilled in me a sense of cleanliness, including the environment. My wife find it difficult to keep the house untidy.
The way you,
Because any spot on the table or anywhere else, I picked it up. I said, this house has not been cleaned for weeks. And I can't allow that. This has not been. This table has not been
wiped.
I can see there is a dust over there.
Yeah.
Now, the environment that I live with is a very clean environment because of that. So when she discovered that I'm in politics, she was disappointed. I never thought it would be you. I wouldn't surprise if it was one of your younger brothers, because they're streetwise, they're rough, they play they play rough. Not you. But it was me.
I asked someone, we know common people, and I'm like, tell me stuff. I'm going to have a conversation with Komisa Sam tomorrow. What was he like? And it came out that you were quiet. But that one was always a quiet one. And I'm like, no.
Whoever is, whoever that person is, whether is Comrade Charlotte or Gertrude or their husbands, they're right. Was a very shy. I grew up very shy.
Like he was very quiet and
very
shy.
Very reserved. An introvert.
And then what happened?
Politics is politics. The only trait in politics is the ability to explain things, explain theories, report. And if we've got a duty to report, you have to be articulate. You have to wear off your sense of shyness or being an introvert. You've got to be an extrovert.
Yeah.
the trait in politics is the ability to talk and to explain things, to debate.
Yeah.
I did not participate much in the debating society because of that sense of being shy, reserved. But I used every opportunity I had in Botshabelo Student Congress or in the Botshabelo Youth Congress. Every opportunity I had to learn and to learn from those who were articulate. Most of them very best public speakers, public orators. And the two comrades that I've mentioned are one of some of those that were best daughters that were produced by Botshabelo. There are many, including the Secretary General of the
I was going to say that it looks like it was a very political, active environment, Botshabelo, because like the comrades that we're talking about and many others, it's produced like these political activists and figures that we have today. What was happening there that, that had all of you wanting to, what did you want to better Botshabelo, or what was happening? What influenced that radicalism in you and wanting to be involved in political space?
Botshabelo was, as the name says, it's a place of refuge. So somehow Botshabelo was where all of us were dumped. Our parents were dumped. It was a dumping place for cheap labor. White people around Bloemfontein and the administration of apartheid did not want anything around the township of Mangaung to expand. And they did not want any expansion of the black people around Bloemfontein. So farm workers as were evicted from different places. Some were coming from the Eastern Cape, in the Transkei side of the Eastern Cape, Herschel, Sterkspruit, Mount Fletcher.
Yeah.
They came to settle in Botshabelo. And our uncles used to work in the mines. So those who were from the Ciskei side, they came with the experience of confronting the system. And our uncles who were working in the mines were members of the unions, especially NUM, National Union of Mine Workers. They will learn some skills and the politics, and when they come back home, they will expose us to all of this.
Yeah.
Right? And what is also worked in the favor of Botshabelo is that there are comrades who much earlier, much earlier, in the maybe 1983, 84, who had exposure of linking up with the leadership of the United Democratic Front. Much earlier. 4 or 5 years before I got involved into activism. Fikile was one of them. The late Benny Kotswana, the late Kaisers Botelo, and many others. And because Botshabelo is a place of refuge is a semi-hell. The only place where people can work are where the small industries, they call them where they sew some T-shirts and some other household necessities.
Tablecloths.
Yeah, something like those.
Yeah.
And they will pay our parents about 20 rand per week or 40 rand fortnightly. So in Botshabelo, two choices. You become a decent citizen, you go to church, or you become a political activist. It doesn't mean that those who got involved into politics were not decent. But the circumstance, the political, socio-economic conditions of Botshabelo will force every child into finding some answer to why would we live in these conditions.
Yeah.
If you could not find answer in our prayers, we'll have to do something to find answers to our socio-economic challenges. Because we'll pray and ask God, if you really love us, do we deserve these conditions? And if you don't get an answer, I'm brought up a Roman Catholic. I'm a Roman Catholic person.
Do you go to church?
I do.
Okay.
When I'm home. When I'm home.
Yeah.
Right? One of the elders about a week or so ago found out that I'm a mayoral candidate. He says, I wish you all of the best. I hope when you become a mayor, you will not forget about me. I said, I will not forget about you if you go to the church and ask the pastor to pray for the EFF to win these elections.
Yeah.
That's the deal that you and I must make. And the church must be behind this campaign. He says to me, we've got a deal.
Yeah.
I seldom go to church because of the nature of the work of the organization.
Yeah.
Maybe in a year I go to church twice, if I'm lucky. End of the year and beginning of the year.
So on Christmas and New Year?
Yes. Because of the nature of the work we're doing in the EFF. We have not only neglected on the church, but
no, God is everywhere anyway.
God is everywhere, of course, when I'm in any of the provinces I do. But there must always be that emotional touch between you and the people and the church that you pray with.
Yeah.
So it's very important that we keep contact with the churches that we're members to. So, in a nutshell, that's Botshabelo for you. You choose between being a decent member of a church or you become a political activist in search of answers to difficult socio-economic challenges. So we are thrown into that situation, you confront the system, all of that, conscientized, others go to exile, others in the process are being shot and killed by the police, others are injured, others survive. Confront the system of Bantustan, the Brockman, the councillors of the time are chased out. I remember the mayor of Botshabelo was called Sam Chaka, my namesake.
Yeah.
May his spirit, Sam Chaka, may his spirit rest in peace. And many other Brockman of the time. By the way, I must mention this. Our parents were members of the ruling party, Dikwankwetla. And he had membership cards. The cards was called Kiki.
What is Kiki now?
I don't know what it means. It has got no particular meaning.
But they just named them that.
They name it Kiki. Now, our parents were rounded up by comrades.
Yeah.
Said, you surrender this Kiki of yours. We don't want them anymore. Surrender them. And after our parents surrendered their cards, meaning surrendering a card, it means you must also surrender your membership and disassociate with the Gwangwetla party. The next target was Blockman, the councillors. Were nicely engaged and they were told, you resign. But those who refused, I don't know what happened to them.
I was waiting to hear what
Those who refused to resign, I don't know what happened. Maybe Comrade Kobimpi Mkajwa, who was part of our manifesto drafting committee. He's born 1966.
Yeah.
A graduate of the University of Cape Town. Maybe we'll answer.
I will ask
that question. What happened to those
who refused?
Councillors or Brockmanis who refused to resign? I was too young to know what happened to their disappearance.
All right, Commissar. So you are the first generation of commissars and the people who were there in the beginning when the EFF was being born. Take us through that journey. Like now, last month we were just celebrating 13th anniversary of our organization. So what inspired you? Apart from the land, apart from the farms and all of those things, just take us through your journey. Are we something that you had imagined? Because a lot of things happened in this journey of 13 years. Are we turning out to be what you had in mind when you decided to associate yourself with this organization?
No, thanks for asking that question, Siko. Look, I was a member of the Congress movement, the former liberation movement. And it made me where I am today.
Yeah.
It made me to be part of the political elite. Right? Because at one point, I was a spokesperson of an MEC, Benny Gotswan, may his soul rest in peace. At some point, I was a personal assistant.
Still the shy person being a spokesperson. How did that go?
Remember, I became a spokesperson in the early 2000, 2001, 2002.
You've stopped being shy now.
I had long way off the shyness.
Yeah.
Remember, I joined the struggle in 1988.
Yeah.
So around about the 90s, I was no longer shy.
So you're a man of cameras now.
Yeah, now I could stand in meetings
and speak.
And speak.
Oh.
Bombastics. Because that was...
Yeah.
If you couldn't speak bombastics, you would not be a comrade. You wouldn't have demonstrated that you really understand the language or the politics. We used to use or to listen to comrades who used difficult bombastics. There was one guy called Tall Little John. May his soul rest in peace. He would stand up in a meeting and say, "Comrades, some of you here are perambulating like free-floating molecules of no particular substance."
It is a Botshabelo thing.
Yeah, that's Botshabelo.
It's a Botshabelo thing, the bombastic. Okay.
You can see it from the guy next door.
Yeah.
Likes,
and even the ladies we were talking about.
They also like bombastics?
And I'm like, why do you speak like that?
So, yes, I've long stopped being shy.
Yeah.
A little bit of it. Had disappeared, but I was a little bit still shy. But as you grow within an organization, you assume roles and responsibilities.
Yeah.
And as you assume these roles, you acquire new skills, new sense of self-esteem, new sense of confidence. And you start to handle things a bit differently than when you started.
Yeah. So, another thing, you didn't answer me, though, as we were talking about the journey in the EFF and you.
Oh, I haven't answered that question.
Yeah,
right.
you haven't.
In answering that question, I think immediately after, 2000, 2001, 2003, I started to realize, but it's like the democracy that we now enjoy is not for all. It's only for the politically connected. If the conditions of the people in Botshabelo in 2004, 10 years after democracy, have not changed, it means the democracy we are enjoying is only for the politically connected. I had to undergo a self-searching process and said, if I'm the one who benefits from this system and not the rest of the people back home, do I deserve these benefits? And the answer was an absolute no. And I started being rebellious. And most leaders didn't like me for that. And upon being rebellious and asking questions and challenging the status quo and speaking very firm against, remember now that I was a member of the provincial executive committee of the ANC, at some point I was the provincial chair of the Young Communist League.
Yeah.
So I've got the tools to question the status quo. So I became rebellious and impatient with the system. And upon discovering that the system benefits the politically connected, I thought, no, this is not where I belong. And come 2013, the Commander-in-Chief expulsion is confirmed, and he calls on all of us to join hands in the building of a new movement. I think the Free State, amongst other provinces, was the first province to respond to that.
Okay, why is that?
Because we had already defined ourselves outside the ANC. Through the former national coordinator, Mpho Ramakatsa.
Okay.
We had already defined ourselves. We took ANC to court and many other things. And when our grievances were not addressed by the conference which was held in Bloemfontein, the 2012 conference, and the people that we complained against were reappointed into the provincial tax team, we decided this is the end of ourselves and our membership in the ANC. We defined ourselves, we started doing things parallel against the ANC, and to a point where we're intending to form a political party which would have been based in Free State only. Most people don't know this.
Yeah.
And the party, we had already agreed about the name of the party. Then the party was to be called A New Chapter. Same acronyms as those of the ANC. But the full name will be A New Chapter.
Yeah.
And then I think Kwame Mandisa then told the Commander-in-Chief and Floyd, so there is this thing in the Free State for which we are part of it.
That is happening.
How can we link these people up with you? And then she was told to go and tell Ramakatsa and them to come to Johannesburg for a conversation. And when Ramakatsa came, presented our case, and he was advised, you don't collapse anything, but integrate yourself into the bigger movement, which will have a much bigger impact.
I see.
And he went back and told us this is what the instruction is, and we agree that we are integrating ourselves as individuals into that. So Ramakatsa, Mandisa, and myself were the first people in Free State to be part of the underground work towards the formation of the EFF.
Yeah.
So the reason really was about the plight of our people.
Yeah.
Was about challenging and confronting the system of neo-colonialism. Was about replacing the status quo with a different system that will advance the interests of our people and ensure that democracy, if indeed is meant for the people, serves the people. We had thought by now would be government formed by the EFF alone without having to depend on other parties.
Yeah.
Had that been the case in 2014 when we took part in the national elections, and we had a president of the EFF and ministers, I can tell you, in 13 years of EFF's existence, there would have been a marked difference.
Change.
There would have been a marked difference on the changes that we profess, we advocate, through the implementation of the 7 non-negotiable cardinal pillars. I whispered to the Commander-in-Chief some other time, way back, and said, when you put together your cabinet, don't forget, I'm the Minister of Land Reform.
Definitely, I support that move. That proposal, I support. You know, Komisa, and this is interesting for me because there's a pattern. And I always believe that whatever you've been, whatever you are now is something that you've been. And I see it in your story as well, that whoever you've become, it's a person you were in your early stages of your life. So here you are as a 14-year-old boy, and then who gets conscientized into, the systems and things that are happening around you when you move to Botshabelo with the background that was happening when you were living on a farm, and you start being actively fighting for your people, and you didn't stop until, how did you define yourself? You said you've got longevity of?
I said I've got endurance and perseverance.
And perseverance. And that is highlighted in your story, that you are still sitting here. And now you are the incoming mayor of the very same, metro that you have been fighting in. How does that feel? How does, when you look back and here you are today, still fighting and wanting the better that you wanted then, you still want it for your people today?
Yes, I want the best for our people, because nothing makes one to go and sleep peacefully than knowing that the people that lives around you, they live in conditions where their dreams are realized, where their kids can play freely without fear of crime, without fear of sewer spillages, without their taps switched off because they are unable to pay the municipal levies, the electricity not being switched off because they're unable to pay the electricity, where some in Botshabelo and some rural parts of Tabancho and some new informal settlements around Bloemfontein, Diversdorp, Naledi and Van Stazensres and Soutpan, some people who still use the long drop toilets, the pit latrines. If there's anything that takes away the dignity of a human being, is the abolition system that is of such standards that even animals will frown upon.
Yeah. So, what is the vision that you have for Mangaung as the mayor, incoming mayor?
Is the restoration of the dignity of our people. Eradicate completely the pit latrine and the bucket system. Bucket system. I used to have a cousin of mine who's from Sebokeng, used to work in Bloemfontein and we're very close. And each time there are funerals in Botshabelo, I'll go with him.
Mm-hmm.
And when we get there, we'll say, hey, man, I want to go and relieve myself. I'll show him a pit latrine. A guy who does not know a pit latrine. And we'll say, hey, my man, is this where I must help myself?
Yeah.
I can even see our uncle's feces here. Last week feces of, he will make a joke that he saw our uncle's feces. And how do you expect me to sit relieve myself when I know that I'm relieving myself on top of our uncle's feces?
Yeah.
So that's the joke he would use to, and in a very jokeful way, but he was conveying a serious message.
Yeah, definitely.
A serious message that says people cannot be condemned to these conditions where their feces stays in the same place without it being taken away through a proper sewer system.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas for those who help themselves on a budget toilets, because one is food.
Yeah.
It must be carried from the toilet to the street so that the municipal workers can come and take it away. Yeah. They take this one and they drop a clean one and must take it and put it in the toilet. So sometimes, because of how that municipality has been run down, such buckets will stay on the street for days, if not for weeks.
Imagine.
And if it stays for days, if not weeks, you are forced to go and and you dig a hole, throw that into the hole.
Yourself.
Or you throw it into the stream, into a river stream, whatever happens.
Yeah.
And you clean it yourself, you put it back into the toilet. This is the extent to which our people have been exposed to horrible things.
Yeah.
The dignity gone. So my first priority, God willing, would be in 6 months to eradicate those toilets.
Yeah.
If we have to find creative ways of getting water, water treatment plants, a sewer plant, we'll have to check whether there is underground water. And boreholes must be drilled and ensure that the water that will flow from the boreholes are linked into the households or are linked into the water treatment plant, so that people can be given decent toilets, flushing toilets. If the challenge is Botshabelo has got no water treatment plants, which is the fact, there is only one, and that cannot carry
the entire township.
The entire township.
Yeah.
Another water treatment plant will have to be built, and if there's a problem of water shall have to be drilled from the boreholes to supply such water to the water treatment plant, so that people can have decent toilets. I think that would be my priority. But the second priority will be to clean up the institution itself.
Yeah.
We must close the taps. We must shut the back door of corruption, looting, and all of that. That's the only way of ensuring...
Which is affecting service delivery.
Yes, because corruption affects service delivery.
Yeah.
Will be to shut the back door, close off the tabs that enables corruption and self-enrichment, and ensure that every cent is spent for the needs of our people.
Accounted for.
Ensure that the CBD in Bloemfontein is transformed to bring back investors. There are local investors. We are not talking about foreign investors. We're talking about local investors, people who got money, but who are discouraged to open shops in the CBD because of the neglect, because of the collapse of the infrastructure in the CBD. If you go to Bloemfontein, Bloemfontein has got 2 or 3 main arteries, main roads that joins Bloemfontein with their freeways. There are about 3 of them.
Yeah.
Is Kenneth Kaunda, is Nelson Mandela Drive, is O.R. Tambo Drive from the N6 when you come from Eastern Cape. It's called O.R. Tambo. The one that joins Kimberley and the N1 from the other side, from the west of Bloemfontein, is called Nelson Mandela Drive. The other one that joins Bloemfontein from the N1, north of Bloemfontein, is called Kenneth Kaunda. So there are not many roads that links Bloemfontein. Why is it so difficult to maintain them? To ensure that there are no potholes.
Yeah.
Ensure that the roads within the CBD are maintained and they're pothole free. And ensure that you regulate informal trading. I have never seen such a mess anywhere else. I've been in many provinces, in many towns. I've never seen such a mess you'll see in Bloemfontein about informal traders, the so-called hawkers.
Yeah.
It's mess in Bloemfontein. You go to Queenstown, there are designated places for informal traders. You go to Graaf Reinet, you won't see the mess you find in Bloemfontein. You go to Nelspruit, there are designated places for informal trading. It's worse in Bloemfontein because of the disruption that has been caused by the ANC government in Mangaung with the wastage that they've made in the construction of what they called an intermodal transport system. They've built a huge intermodal transport taxi rank which links the train, the railway, and the taxi industry.
Yeah.
That has been built with 400 million rand for I don't know how many years. That facility has become a white elephant. Taxi operators don't want to use it. And as a result of that, taxi operators have placed themselves all over the town.
Yeah.
In scattered places as their places where they pick up commuters and they drop them off in the morning. All over the town.
Yeah.
So it's a complete chaos. Not made by taxi operators themselves, but by government that lacks political will, that serves its own interest and does not take care or give a damn, sorry for my French, of the needs of our people. So our call to our people is that you've got an opportunity to remove the ANC and replace it with a government that cares. If you don't trust the EFF, and I want you to be very emphatic, if they don't trust the EFF, can they for once trust their own son?
Yeah.
I'm laying my life before my people and commit to serve them selflessly.
Yeah.
And if I repeat the mistakes of the ANC, they shouldn't be kind with me. They shouldn't be kind with me. They've been too kind with the ANC.
For years.
For years. Bring it back to power when the ANC each time shows the people the middle finger. I met with someone on our way today from Bloemfontein Airport, Brand Fisher Airport. He says to me, "We're going to vote for you. But please don't do the same mistakes that the ANC has done."
Yeah.
It's difficult to disassociate you with the ANC because that's where you come from.
Yeah.
But please, be different. Don't do what the ANC has done to our people in order to restore the trust of our people into the governance systems, if not of the whole country, but of the people of Mangaung. Go there and serve us well, and at least we can be proud that one who grew up with us, that one who we know, who each time that we want we can find, is in charge over the municipality and its affairs.
Yeah.
And ensure that you improve the lives of our people. So we want a Mangaung municipality which serves its people. One of the things that I'm challenging and questioning is whether the metro status that has been given to this municipality, does the municipality deserve the status? Or this status is nothing else but the ring of gold and diamond on the nose of a pig.
Yeah, to have access.
I think the metro status is a ring of gold and diamond on the nose of a pig. That municipality is a pig.
Yeah.
And they uses the metro status as a ring for self-enrichment.
Yeah.
They don't use the status for the benefit of the people.
Of the people.
And with that status, they have created unnecessary expectations that they themselves, because they are rotten to the core, unable to live up to their expectations. They use the status to kill and to drown our people into death, to drown them into what is called raise and taxes. They tell our people, you've got to pay so much because you are a metro. In Johannesburg, in Ekurhuleni, in Pretoria, in Cape Town, in Nelson Mandela Bay, in eThekwini, the rates and taxes are this high.
Yeah.
So you too, must have rates and taxes this high. Why? Only because we are a metro.
A status.
But if we're not a metro, rates and taxes wouldn't be that high.
Yeah.
Would be this less.
Yeah.
So the metro status, is it something that benefits and works in the interest of the people? Or it works in the interest of the politically connected elite? And they uses the revenue generated for self-enrichment and nothing else but for their self-enrichment. Most of them don't stay anymore in the township of people who voted them. They stay in gated golf estates.
Yeah.
Before you can get in there, you must produce your ID. It must be scanned.
Yeah.
And you go in. And when you go out, you produce your ID, got scanned. No one gets into those gated estates without identifying themselves. Why do they live far away from people who elected them?
Yeah.
What do they scare so much that they live away from the people? You know why? They know that they have wronged the people.
Yeah, definitely.
What we are going to do lastly is to fight corruption. But we know that the corrupt will fight back. But we are going to fight corruption relentlessly, regardless who the person is who is implicated in corruption. We'll fight it.
Very important.
Very relentlessly, uncompromisingly. And we are prepared to face the wrath of the corrupt as they will be fighting back.
Komisa, we want that mayorship. And we believe in you to restore the dignity of Mangaung people. And like I'm saying, what is even more touching for me about your story is that you didn't start fighting for your people yesterday. From the age of 14, you got into these politics of wanting better for your people. And I think and believe that they hear your message and that they would want better for themselves. My work suit, you said overall, is ready for your inauguration.
Thank you so much. God willing.
No, we're speaking it into existence. Those are your people. They know that, existence. Yeah. They, you know what they say about faith? It's evidence of the things, hope for. Or unseen, something like that. It's confusing.
That is what?
It is evidence of the things hoped for. What is it?
Is that faith?
Faith.
Okay.
Is it's something like that. Evidence of the things hoped for. Or evidence of the things unseen. But it's those things that basically says that you speak things into existence. So before they even happen, you believe in them.
Yes.
And we believe that the EFF is going to take over Mangaung. We've got a problem of people not thinking that they deserve better. As I'm listening to you and I'm like, how is it that people 32 years down the line, they still think that pit latrines is something that they should use? It's something that they should take themselves when they have a government that is supposed to bring these services to them, and they do them themselves, and they still, like you're saying, because they've been very kind with the ANC, they still, vote for them to come back and mistreat them, and then they still come back after 5 years, and then they still vote for them. I think we encourage them as the EFF that they need to put themselves, they need to put themselves first and vote for the EFF and vote for you so that you can restore the dignity and give them that they deserve.
Just to repeat, paraphrase what you're saying.
Yeah.
The people, especially the working class and the poor and the middle class that is drawn into debts, this time around they've got two choices to make.
Mm-hmm.
To choose themselves,
yeah,
or to choose the corrupt agency.
Yeah.
It's no longer about
Anything else?
Anything except either to choose themselves or to choose the ANC.
The corrupt ANC.
If they choose the ANC, they must know that they choose their condemnation. And the condemnation is generational. It will be handed from the current generation to the next generation. So they've got a choice to make.
Yeah.
To choose themselves first, or to choose the corrupt ANC. This is the choice that they have to make. And will ensure that we reach all corners of Mangaung by any means necessary. By our feet, by bicycles, on a horseback, on a horse cart, on bakkies, on cars, on everything. We shall ensure that we reach all the corners of the hinterlands of Mangaung. Soutpan, Wepener, Van Statensres, die Westop, Botshabelo, Tabanji, and all 39 trusts that are far away from modern infrastructure, far away. We shall ensure that we reach even those trusts where our people have been forgotten and bring a message to them, a message of hope, and ensure that once they entrust the EFF to govern that municipality, for the first time they have a taste of a government that cares, a government that listens to the people, a government that exists on the behest of the people who deserve better service than what they're currently getting. That's the undertaking we're making.
Yeah. You know, it is Women's Month. And we want to know which woman inspires you. I remember I was at the presidency once, and we were celebrating, this is 10 years ago, the 60th anniversary. Now we're celebrating 70th anniversary of Women's Month. And we went to a cave there in the Free State of Mantat. Is it Mantsupa or Mantatis? Mantsupa. And the story that was narrated to me really touched me, and she remains one of the women who inspire me today. But which woman inspires you as we're celebrating a Women's Month?
Historically, I'm inspired by two women. Is Matiase. After her, I have named my daughter Ntatisi.
Oh, wow.
And Mantsupa. Matiase was a warrior. Mantsupa was a propheteer.
Yes.
Was like a sango.
Yeah.
She had healing powers. She could interpret the future and heal the sick. But currently, women who inspires me, and they're outside politics. Both of them happen to be my mother's friends. They happen to be teachers who taught me. One when I was doing sub A, another one when I was doing sub B. They're still alive. I'm still in contact with them. One is Mistress Pini Leo. She comes from Indimbeck, but now she stays in Bloem. Another one is Mistress Puselezo Tlakung. She comes from Jackersfontein, but now she stays in Bloem. Why are they an inspiration to me? It's because, one, they are both friends of my late mom, and secondly, they taught me at a very basic elementary level. Sub A and sub B. There are a lot of other women who inspires me, including my wife.
Do you think those friends of your mothers are shocked to see, like, you're running for mayorship now of Mangaung? Are they shocked? That
they're happy.
Of course they're happy, but Are they shocked
And-
knowing you from those early years?
Well, I still have to, after my announcement as a mayoral candidate, go look them into their eyes,
Yeah.
into their face, for me to get a sense whether they are shocked or
Yeah.
what. All what I've received from them are,
Happiness.
yes, messages that conveys
Yeah.
through phone calls or WhatsApps. They're happy with that. They say I make them proud.
Yeah.
They really very, very, very supportive.
Do you
And
think your mom will be shocked? Because you've been shocking your mother as you grow older.
Maybe she would have been shocked because
Yeah.
I was also shocked. I didn't expect that the president
Yeah.
will announce me. There are better candidates there in Bloem who are of EFF members.
Yeah. But you're one of the best.
That they are even far better than me and in everything.
But you're one of the best.
They are better than me in looks. They're better than me in
I
how
think
they
you
conduct-
look
how they
very
conduct
handsome,
themselves.
Gomez.
They're more handsome than I.
I think you're handsome. That's what I'm trying to say.
So there are better candidates. There are
So
more
are you going to ignore my
schooled than me.
statement?
I think the only advantage I have over them, and this might have been what informed the commander-in-chief decision, is my perseverance
Yeah.
and endurance.
Mm-hmm.
In the EFF, we've been in up and downs. We've been in good and bad times. Those who appeared on I think it was the 10th of July, 2013, on the first press conference of the EFF at the Constitutional Hill. There are many. I'll show you the picture. I don't know if you've seen that picture.
I have seen, yeah.
Those who left are only 4.
I was looking at the other picture that the former DSG, Hlengiwe Mkhaliphi, posted, and there's only 2 there. Is it 3?
It's 4. It's the
It's 4.
commander-in-chief.
Yeah, it's her.
Former DSG, Commissar
Yeah,
Hlengiwe
Hlengiwe,
Mkhaliphi. It's Commissar Mandisa Makezi
Yes.
and myself.
And yourself, yeah.
The rest-
It's 4.
It's 4. The rest
Yeah.
are gone. So I think that's the only advantage I have over potential candidates who could have been easily picked up for mayoral candidate. I'm a household furniture in the EFF. Household.
I think also your commitment, I think also your passion and the love that you have for your people. And even that handsomeness, I can see that you're not very far off
Handsome.
the handsomeness.
One thing that I struggled when I was still a teenager
Yeah.
was the rejection from girls.
They didn't know anything.
They would
Can you
reject
see that smile
They
there?
would reject me.
Komisa, can you see
and
that smile
because they would
there?
reject me, I would not try again.
Super weak. Ay, wawukhawuleza ube weak.
I'll be like a boy who has been bitten by a snake. I will never try again. Never.
So you didn't trust your smile
No.
and your laugh. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. You must go charm those people of Mangaung. You've been a spokesperson, you polished. If you must bring out that bombastic, English, whatever it takes, whatever that connects to them. You see, you're there, people. I think that's the advantage. You've been there, like I'm saying. You're not a Mafikizolo in this. You're not a Mafikizolo even in the metro. You know how to connect. You know what the issues are. I mean, we're talking about those things that you're talking about, but you've got lived experiences and they're close to your heart. And if I was in Mangaung, definitely I would vote for you. But I'm not a resident of there. But I trust, that as we'll be talking to our people, umunde mntwini, trying to show them that they matter. I think black people don't think that they matter. I think the governments that have ruled this country since 1994, they haven't made them feel like they matter to an extent that they they've accepted it, that if we don't have water, okay. If we don't have electricity, okay. If, the prices of food are going up, okay. It's been that. They are quick to accept these things, but we are appealing to them. I think you've spoken to them, Komisa, but as we wrap up, I don't know if you've got, few words to say to them, because this will be reaching them as well, in terms of what you are saying to them come the 4th of November.
Well, I represent all the dimensions of the residents of Mangaung. The peri-urban, the urban class, mostly in Bloemfontein. I also represent the dejected masses who are thrown off the farms and settle around informal settlements in the major towns of Mangaung. Given my background as someone who was born and grew up on the farms. I represent the multidimensional nature of the residents. There are many who are like that in Mangaung, particularly in the EFF. But in me, they've got someone who can articulate these aspirations and work towards finding solutions to their problems. We're not promising heaven and earth. We're not promising miracles. I'm simply making commitments. And commitments can only be realized when the heart and the mind is at the right place. When you've got the presence of the mind committed towards delivering on the commitments of our people. And you simply call on them that they must choose between themselves and the system that has condemned them to conditions of squalor, of poverty, of hopelessness, of homelessness, of unemployment, of despair and not knowing what the future holds for them and for their kids. We want to bring to an end the misery of the nightmare that fathers and their sons who are at the age of working and expected to provide for their families are unable to provide for their families. Can you switch off the cameras?
That's what I'm saying. That's why you are our candidate. That you are that connected to the people.
You must cut that out.
Aye. We'll talk about it. It really is inspiring for me to see that you really want that change for the people of Mangaung. It really is that deep. Okay. I'm not shocked. I think it is that deep for...
Is what?
It is that deep for us.
Yes, it's deep.
I think it is that deep. It really is.
It's very deep.